Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brewery which I hold near and dear to my heart, the Fishtale Brewery in Olympia, Washington. For the longest time was the only brewery you could find in downtown Olympia, the capital city, but it's that's not the case anymore. There's a lot more breweries out there. Three Magnets comes to mind, a great brewery. But Fishtail is kind of the original craft brewer of Olympia. Now, obviously, Olympia is right next door to the town of Tumwater Falls, where Olympia beer was brewed for the longest time until AB InBev um, took over, and now they still have the audacity to claim it's the water on the cans, despite the fact that they're not using Washington artesian well water. So there you go. That's my slam at the corporates today. But this is the organic wild salmon pale ale in a 12-ounce bottle, 5.5 ABV, which is a little high for a pale ale, but not exceptionally high. And I paid $1.69 for this, normally $1.99. Um, this is one of the very few Washington beers I can actually get down here, and I'm glad for that. They did kind of expand. If you've ever heard of Leavenworth beers, that's also under the umbrella of Fishtail Brewing. But anyway, my cousin-in-law David introduced me to Fishtail Brewing when I first stayed with he and my cousin in Olympia. Very impressed with all of their beers. Good stuff. So much so that I'm not even angry at them for not hiring me for the night manager job that I applied for all those years ago. So that just tells you how much I like the beer. I don't even hold a grudge. Um, anyway, this is I love the ingredients on here. Ingredients: water, organic barley, and hops. Um, but anyway, I don't think there's anything more to this than just yeah, it's just the 5.5 in a 12-ounce bottle, paid $1.69. Normally $1.99. I did have that 15% off coupon for single beers, as I've mentioned before. So, that being the case, I think I've given you the rundown. Decided to use my Stella Artois chalice this morning. Not particularly sure why. I think ultimately because it's just not that often you get to use a chalice. I mean, if you go to Beer Advocate right now and look up what beers do you drink a chalice out of, it'll tell you Stella Artois and nothing else. So anyway, as always, I'm going to be using my Pop the Top opener from Taza Designs to open this bottle. And let's get a good, there we go. Bring it back enough you can actually see. Get rid of the glare. That's the problem with living in the desert. There's always a glare everywhere. Okay, so. Oh, got some serious. Uh, Sorry, my bottle is spewing over. Not exactly certain why that happened. But, you know, you keep it in the fridge long enough, anything can happen. This does have a brewed on date, which was August, which means that this is a 10-month-old beer. Yeah, what are you going to do? So, now that yeah, as you can see the foamy head, let's go ahead and give this a pour and see if, oh, I think maybe this got a little too cold in the back of the fridge. I think that's probably what the problem is. This is pouring a very brassy, almost amber color. Um, but that is a really, really nice color. I don't think, no, it's not showing up on the camera like I would like it to. We're looking at a medium-high carbonation on here. Um, that head is dissipating, but kind of slowly, so it's a pretty persistent head. Um, very hazy, very hazy. If even if the bubbles weren't there, I wouldn't be able to see through this. Let's give this a good whiff. So I smell it's very citrusy. Citrus and pine. It almost smells like you would expect an IPA to smell. Now I'm getting like honey malt, getting a little bit of foresty smell. You know that smell from the forest when you go camping, you come back, your clothes have that great smell of the outdoors. That's what it smells like to me. So we got piney, citrus, foresty, a little bit of honey. Definitely smelling the malt, and that carbonation is still going strong. So I'm going to quit yapping my flap and start drinking. Cheers. Mmm, that's tasty. That's tasty. It's almost chewy because it has such a strong body to it. It's a little alcohol tasting, which is not surprising considering the 5.5 on this pale ale. But as it rolls around my tongue for a second, I want to getting a hint of sweet, um, but it's a full body beer. You know, that's the thing is there's maltiness here. It does have a dry finish, which is pretty typical of a pale ale. It doesn't quite have the biscuity um, profile that you would expect from a pale ale. A lot of pale ales, I mean, they smell just like grandma's biscuits. This does not. It does not smell like you are not tasting the biscuit either. Sometimes pale ales are more on the closer to approaching IPA. That's what this is. Um, when you basically got an IPA that you can knock the eye off of, here we go. Uh, this is there's no creaminess to this, but as I said, there's about a medium mouthfeel, just a little bit of spikiness, slight alcohol burn. Um, most of the flavor is actually, I would say, linked to the malt itself. Very dry finish, hint of sweet. Um, Almost difficult for me to really discern what above and beyond. But I'm tasting what I'm tasting honestly is beer. I'm tasting hops. I'm tasting barley. I'm tasting malt. Um, so anyway, I like this beer. Always have. Been a big fan, as I said, of Fishtail Brews. Probably going to be giving this. Oh, I imagine probably a 4.0 on Untapped. So until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And cheers.